Hi, everyone. So we are going to be talking to you a little bit about what it's like to be parenting during the COVID-19 experience that we're going through. So Rebecca and Ashley are two members on our team that are working moms and that are having to navigate this time while their children are at home. So they're just going to share a little bit about their experiences and some of their tips and tricks to help you guys navigate and just to show you that, we're kind of all in this together. So Rebecca and Ashley, do you guys want to share a little bit about just, how many kids you have, what their ages are, and kind of what you're facing as you go through this period?
Yeah, totally. Ashley, do you want to start or do you want me to start?
Go ahead. I'm getting ready to jump out of the car so it can be at least quiet as I go to the grocery store.
I know those runs they're better than they ever have been before. So I have a 12-year-old daughter and a 6-year-old daughter. So we are just trying to watch a lot of movies and spend some time together. I always find it hard when you want to get something done and then you also want to be a good parent. That pull is always present even before COVID. But I think I'm trying to really be present more than usual when I am doing stuff with them, because they are obviously feeling the stress around them. And I think even though we kind of think that things go above their head, like maybe if they don't quite understand what's going on, I mean, we don't even really understand what's going on, they definitely feel it. And so we've had a lot of bad dreams in our house and a lot of sort of more clinginess. So I'm just realizing that I got to slow down a little bit more, spend a little bit more time with them. That said, I also have stuff I need to get done. So I downloaded a few different apps on the iPad that I think are really good. There's something called Wizard School, which we haven't played with yet, and I'm going to unveil it this afternoon. That is sort of like a social media for kids, except they have to make things for each other digitally. And you can only, you're only talking to other kids that you have put into the system, so they can't talk to any strangers. So I thought it was a good way for them to keep in touch with their friends from school. I don't think this is going to work very well for the 12-year-old, but it will definitely work well for my 6-year-old. And I was looking into it this morning, and you can make different kinds of cards. And I think what's really nice about this stuff is people are so worried about schooling. And the fact is if kids are writing cards to each other, or they're, practicing reading a book to each other, or whatever kinds of things we can facilitate either through this app or through FaceTime, it's a lot more fun for them. It's a lot less stressful, and they're still working on their reading skills and other skills, but they actually are having a good time doing it. And I think we need to have some fun right now. I mean, they can't go outside, they can't play with their friends. So I think a little bit of fun is necessary.
Yeah, that's awesome, Rebecca. I think that's one of the biggest challenges that a lot of parents face, right? Is like, how do you work while you're having your kids with you 24/7 and entertain them, but in a really positive, healthy way? So thank you for sharing all of those tips and apps.
Oh, also, we've made 2 or 3 cakes and they've all turned out terrible. So,
but at least you're doing something, right?
Yeah, but we definitely need to work on that part. Our baking game is terrible.
Yeah, well, and that's what everybody says to do on social media, right? Like, oh, you have to bake with your kids, but
right, and we're baking, and then it turns out like so awful, but it's because we're trying to do it gluten-free.
Oh, yeah.
And it's very complicated.
Ashley, what about you?
Okay, so I'm
Ashley, you have a lot of little ones.
Yes, I have 3.5-year-old twins and then a 6-year-old. So currently I'm trying to grocery shop and doing my run. But yeah, just trying to keep them busy, trying to keep them occupied and not concentrating on what's happening in the world outside is the biggest thing. We do a lot of baking. I've done a ton of baking and a ton of eating over the last couple of days, which is probably not a good thing. We have done story time. Gosh, more stories than I can tell.
Ooh, can you
Trying to
speak up a
think
little
of
bit,
what
Ashley?
else.
It's hard for me to hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, sorry. It's just crazy in here. Gosh, I'm trying to think, what else do we do?
Oh, how about the bouncy house that you have in your living room?
Oh, that's right. So we got a bouncy house from Sam's Club a couple of years ago on clearance, and we've been utilizing that, and it's been wonderful.
Yeah, they really need, especially at that age, they need to get their energy out.
Yes. So that's what I've been trying to do, is keep them occupied enough to get their crazies out.
We've started letting our 6-year-old rollerblade in the house.
Oh, that's fun.
And
We
she's
do
having a
scooters
great
in the house
time.
too.
So that helps too.
Okay, well, that is
Oh,
awesome.
that's a good idea.
Yeah, both of you have really great ideas, I think, to share with everybody that's out there. And I think a lot of parents can probably feel where you're coming from, and hopefully that this will help either give some ideas or just let other parents know that kind of, we're all going through the same thing together.
And also,
So,
we would love to have other people's ideas. If people are watching this, please, in the comments, tell us what you're doing, because we're going to get tired of our ideas very soon.
Absolutely.
absolutely. Well, and I would say, just as kind of we end, what is one piece of advice that you would give to parents that are out there dealing with this?
I think I see a lot of stress on my social media about people wanting to keep up with the school system. And I'm not saying you shouldn't try to do the homework from different schools, but I also think this is an unprecedented event. And the most important thing is for your kids to feel safe and secure. And you want to have like a nice household environment, because we're all together for a very long time. And so it's, I think, and I was reading some articles in the New York Times about, like, of course, most of this falls on women again, where it's like unprecedented, we have to be the moms, the cooks, the homeschoolers, and the workers. And we can't do it all and also keep our cool. And keeping our cool is so much more important than ever, I think, right now, just to keep a steady, calm presence in the house. So if you're getting into a fight about doing homework, I think do it later. You're going to have tons and tons of time. And
Absolutely.
I think being a little less pressure about it, it just kind of takes everything down a notch.
Ashley, what about you?
Couldn't agree more with you. I would agree with that. Just keeping, trying to have fun and keeping it light. Don't stress about, the education factor. Even though I've been a stay-at-home mom for the last 7 years, I try to do a lot of educational things or more hands-on STEM type stuff.
Yep.
We do a lot of crafts, which is a huge thing for us, which I'm looking for currently. More craft
I also
stuff.
think that people are always learning. Kids are always learning. So like if your kid has ever been really interested in some particular thing, now is the time for them to go on a deep dive into it. Like if they're really interested in Brontosaurus or whatever, they can draw it, they can read about it, they can make up a story using it. There's just so many different things they can learn about that era of dinosaurs, which you might not have had the time to do. And they're going to learn so many different skills through doing that. They can measure the neck of there's just a million things you can do if you want to teach them different things through what they're interested in.
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys both.
And the internet is great right now. Sorry.
I love the internet. I love YouTube. I'm like, watch any YouTube videos you want, learn what you want.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Thank you guys both so much for sharing that insight. And like Rebecca said, please share your comments or your ideas with us as well. We do have some more information on our website, which is tbgaustin.com. So we have a list of everything that Rebecca and Ashley have been doing with their kids at home that you can download and try some of those out.
And
So
we'll have some more coming too. We're going to keep working on it and try to keep everyone entertained while these days go on.
absolutely. Well, everybody stay safe.
Thank you so much, Holly. Thanks, Ashley. I'll talk to you guys
Thanks,
soon.
Holly.
Bye.
Bye.